Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. According to reports from Spain, Man United prepare 43 million bid for Raphael Varane. AS have said that Man United are in advanced talks to sign Raphael Varane from Real Madrid. Varane has agreed to join Manchester United. He's very close to joining Manchester United. Varane has agreed personal terms with Man United. Man United have offered Varane a contract worth €12 million a year. Varane wants his move sorted within the next 2 weeks. Real Madrid offered Varane a renewal contract offer, but Varane rejected it. And not so long ago, Real Madrid gave Varane's agent an approval to hold talks with Man United. Real Madrid want Donny van de Beek on loan as part of the Varane deal. We set the price for Donny van de Beek. We want around £2 million to loan him out. Now Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. He's highly experienced. He's got a great pedigree as a player. He's won 18 major honours at Real Madrid. He's been a long-serving player at Real Madrid. He's been with them over 10 years. He's made 360 appearances in all competitions. His current contract with Real Madrid expires next year. Real Madrid got Varane from Lens back in 2011. There's a very, very good chance that he's going to be our third signing of this summer transfer window. Solskjaer has said that he wants to make 2 more signings if we do get Varane on the board. Now, I want to delve into some news on Eduardo Camavinga. So, Man United are leading the race for Eduardo Camavinga from Rennes. Man United are in a transfer battle for Camavinga. Man United are preparing a bid for Camavinga. Fabrizio Romano did say that Rennes are open to selling Camavinga for around £25 million. And he said Man United progressed direct contact for Eduardo Camavinga. Rennes are prepared to cash in on Camavinga rather than risk losing him on a free next year. Now, not so long ago, the Rennes sporting director gave us an update. He said that Rennes have been in discussions with other clubs over a potential transfer for Camavinga. Not so long ago, the player spoke about Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. Camavinga has been capped 3 times by France. He's made 82 appearances for Rennes. He made his debut at the age of 16. He's been in Rennes' senior squad since like 2018. And he's been at Rennes since 2013. But it said before Jadon Sancho to Man United was a done deal that we're ready to make a move for Camavinga once, we completed the signing of Sancho, and Man United have already met up with Camavinga's representatives. So far, Man United have made 2 signings in this summer transfer window. Obviously, we signed Tom Heaton on a free transfer from Aston Villa. And we signed Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund. I think we've enjoyed a good transfer window so far, but I did mention that I'm expecting Man United to enjoy a very good summer transfer window because I am convinced that Solskjaer's going to get all the players he wants to recommend in. It's about time Solskjaer got the backing he deserves because he wasn't backed enough for such a long time. This summer transfer window is Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. But the board did say, didn't they, that they'll back Solskjaer with summer signings and a new 3-year contract. Despite the Europa League final loss to Villarreal last season. And it said before the summer transfer window opened that Solskjaer had been given a 150 million transfer budget to buy around 4 or 5 new players. And not so long ago, Solskjaer mentioned the 4 positions he wants to strengthen up. And he decided on his transfer targets. If we can get Varane on the board and then we can make another signing after him, I'm convinced we can win the Premier League next season. Obviously, Solskjaer wants to win the Premier League next season. That's his ambition. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013. That's 8 years ago now. Obviously, next season is going to be massive for Solskjaer. And I think he's aware of that. Next season will be his 3rd full season at the club. We must enjoy a good start to next season. Because if we don't, then I think Solskjaer will be under pressure. To be honest with you, I'm expecting us to sack Solskjaer at some point next season. Because I can assure he isn't the long-term manager for Man United, and I think a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect. Despite us bringing Jadon Sancho winning that, I still haven't changed my perception on Ole. I'd say next season Solskjaer's got to win a trophy at Manchester United if he is to remain Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017. That's 4 years ago now, and that's nowhere near good enough to our standards. It did say, was it back in May, that Man United are going to be giving Solskjaer a new 3-year contract. I think we've made a mistake giving him this new contract because I can assure he won't see it out. Solskjaer has under a year left on the current 3-year contract he signed when he got the job permanently back in March 2019. The reason Solskjaer is still Manchester United manager is because he's a club legend. That's what's basically saved him. Disregarding being a club legend, I can almost assure he would have been sacked now. You know, Solskjaer endured 11 years as a player for Man United and he flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance. You know, we have endured very bad periods under Ole where he's been very close to getting sacked. You know, there's United fans that are Ole in, but there's also United fans that are Ole out. I'm obviously Ole in at the moment because I do think he deserves more time. Solskjaer has been in charge of Manchester United for almost 31 months, which is over 2 years. Reflecting now on his been at the football club, he has gained some managerial experience and he has learnt quite a bit on the job. Obviously, we know Ole hasn't got a proven pedigree as a manager. And like I said, his decision making has got to improve next season because in a lot of the games Solskjaer's managed at Man United, he's been tactically naive. We appointed Solskjaer in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. He's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. The reason we give Solskjaer the job permanently back in March 2019 was reflecting how well he did as the interim manager in that 3-month period. Solskjaer won 14 games out of 19 in all competitions. You know, these things I've got to credit Solskjaer for. I didn't expect Solskjaer to do as well as he has done, so in that aspect I am shocked. You've got to say Solskjaer's done a pretty good job to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager. Because he was inheriting a lot of deadwood. You know, he's still inheriting some of the deadwood now. When Solskjaer got appointed in as Man United manager, he knew he had a lot to do. And he knew it was going to be a massive job, despite him knowing the culture of the club. I like the way Solskjaer develops the youth. He has made good signings as Manchester United manager. He has spent over £300 million now. Solskjaer must have brought a good 14-15 players in. In the summer of 2019, he brought Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. In January 2020, he brought Bruno Fernandes in and Odi Ighalo in on loan. Ighalo left in January. In the summer of 2020, he brought Edison Cavani in, Alex Telles, Donny van der Beek, Amad Diallo, Traore and Facundo Pellistri. We'll loan Pellistri out in January. And in this summer transfer window, he's brought Tom Eaton in and Jadon Sancho so far. And like I mentioned, he's brought quite a few academy players in. Ollie's got rid of a lot of the deadwood as well since he's come in and knew he had to do that when he came in. When Solskjaer got appointed in as Man United manager, he assured everybody would get their chances to express themselves, including the young players, and more or less everybody has been given their chances to express themselves. Solskjaer did well in a lot of aspects in his first full season, and he did well in a lot of aspects in his second full season. I think Ole is our best manager since Ferguson, despite me criticising him a lot during his managerial tenure at Man United. But you know, when we have been inconsistent, not all of the blame has stemmed from Ole. Obviously, he's accountable for certain things. Like I've mentioned to you on my recent videos, the Glazers, they've been one of the biggest problems at the club for a long time. Because the Glazers have put us in so much debt. A lot of United fans wanting the Glazers out. There was a lot of United fans protesting against the Glazers at Old Trafford towards the end of last season. The Glazers have been at Man United for 16 years. They bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. The Glazers did apologise towards the end of last season, because obviously there was planned to scrap the Champions League for that European Super League. On the 4th of June, which was last month, Joe Glazer attended a fans forum. His first attendance in 15, 16 years, and he's promised Man United supporters that Solskjaer would get the funds that are available. And Woodward, he's been one of the biggest problems at the club for a long time. Obviously, Woodward is leaving Manchester United. Woodward's had a 16-year association with the club. But there's good players at Manchester United. I think that Dean Henderson, he's a very, very good goalkeeper. He said not so long ago that Solskjaer's chosen Dean Henderson to be our number one goalkeeper for next season, which is the right decision, because I did mention that Dean Henderson is now reliable enough to be our number one. He did well in a lot of the games he was in goal for last season. Dean Henderson has got that experience behind him because he endured two successful loans with Sheffield, and he's also had other loan spells before. Before the start of last season, Henderson signed a 6-year contract with Man United, so reflecting on that, he committed his future to the club. Now, David De Gea, despite him making mistakes in the last couple of years, I still think he's a very, very good goalkeeper. De Gea is determined to fight for his future. Now, recent reports have said that De Gea could be loaned out next season by Man United to make room in the goalkeeping department. It says that De Gea will hold talks with Solskjaer regarding his future after the Euros. ESPN said that De Gea is unsure on Solskjaer's final decision. De Gea was our number one for such a long time. De Gea's been long serving at Man United. He's endured 10 years at the club, and like I said, De Gea's had around 8 good years out of the 10 years he's been with us. A few years ago, he was regarded as the best goalkeeper in the world. De Gea has made over 500 appearances for us in all competitions, and he's won everything domestically at the club. De Gea has 2 years left on his current contract, and he's on £375,000 a week. I reckon if we sell him though in this summer transfer window, we'll get from between 40 to 50 million pounds. Luke Shaw, he's very, very good. He's improved. Luke Shaw was our best left back last season. He was the best left back in the Premier League, should I say. Luke Shaw still remains our first choice left back despite the arrival of Alex Telles last year, and Shaw's had a good career at Man United despite his injuries. Shaw has been at the club now for over 7 years. Now, Alex Telles don't really have much of a perception on him because he's hardly played, but in some of the games he was involved in last season he was consistent. When we got to Les last year, I expected him to be our first choice left back immediately, but it didn't happen. We got him in a deal worth 15.4 million from Porto. There has been rumours of him possibly leaving Man United. Eric Bailly, he's a good centre half, but my element of concern about Eric Bailly is too injury prone, so in that aspect he's a liability. Towards the end of last season, Eric Bailly signed a new contract with Man United until 2024. There's an option of a further year. It probably was a mistake giving him that new contract. Bailly's been at Man United over 5 years now. We got him for 30 million from Villarreal back in 2016. Harry Maguire, I think he's a pretty decent centre half. We certainly overpaid for him though. We got him for £80 million. Maguire is the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment and the second most expensive signing at the club, behind Paul Pogba. Maguire was a big miss for us towards the end of last season because he had ligament damage in his ankle. And Wan-Bissaka, he's improved, very good right back. He's probably one of the best right backs we've had since Gary Neville. Defensively, Bissaka's always been superb. He's got to show more going forward though, but there was some games last season where he got forward well. Bissaka has endured 2 full seasons at Man United. We got him for £50 million from Crystal Palace in the summer of 2019. Scott McTominay, he's a decent player as well. He's not yet on that level though where I want him to be at. McTominay certainly needs more time at the club. He's been part of the club for a long time as it stands. Just after the first lockdown last year, McTominay signed a 5-year contract with Man United. Paul Pogba, he's a good midfielder. Produced his best performances towards the end of last season. Pogba does bring creativity to the team. Pogba could possibly leave in this summer transfer window, but I'm sceptical about it. I think he will remain at Man United for next season. I hope he does. I think Pogba will be happy to stay as long as we match his ambitions. Paul Pogba has had a long-running transfer saga, hasn't he? PSG have been relentlessly linked with him. Fabrizio Romano did mention that, PSG are interested in signing Paul Pogba, and PSG have made contact with Paul Pogba's representatives, and not so long ago, Mino Raiola held talks with PSG's president. Also held talks with PSG's chef, Leonardo. But PSG have stepped up their interest. They want to partner Pogba with Wijnaldum in their midfield. Kim Pembe said the other week that Pogba would be welcome to PSG. Real Madrid have been linked with Pogba. Paul Pogba's former club Juventus have been in for him. Pogba endured 4 good years with Juventus before he rejoined Man United, and Barcelona and Inter Milan have been in for him before. Not so long ago, Paul Pogba had a fallout with Adrien Rabiot. I thought he enjoyed a very good tournament though. His performances for France were very, very good. As it stands at the moment, Pogba's our most expensive signing because we paid £89 million for him, and he's enjoyed 5 seasons at Man United since he rejoined. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far. That's the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield. Ollie's hopeful that Pogba will stay and sign a new contract. Pogba's current contract expires next year because last season we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract. We fear losing Pogba on a free. Sky Sports News said not so long ago that Man United were in ongoing talks with Pogba's representatives over a new contract, and it said we wanted to make Pogba the Premier League's highest paid player. with a new 5-year contract worth £104 million. That equates to around £500,000 per week. Bruno Fernandes, very, very good player. Fabrizio Romano recently said that Man United are looking at a new contract for Bruno Fernandes. It did say towards the end of last season that we are prepared to double Bruno Fernandes' wages to £200,000 a week. At the moment, he's on £100,000 a week. Fernandes' current contract expires in 2025. There's an option of a further 12 months. Fernandes is our best player and he's one of the best signings we've made since Ferguson retired. In most of Bruno Fernandes' games at Man United, he's been very consistent, but there's also been quite a few games where he has looked off the pace, but we have overplayed him. Fernandes has been with us now for like 17, 18 months. He won Player of the Year last season and he's won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. We got Fernandes from Sporting Lisbon back in January 2020 in a deal worth just over £67 million. He predominantly plays as a number 10. Mason Greenwood, he's been an absolute revelation since he broke into our senior squad, despite him going a long period without scoring. Greenwood made his senior debut in 2019. He's been a United player since the age of 7, so he's been part of the club for a long time. And last season he signed a new 4-year contract. There could be a problem now though with Mason Greenwood with Jadon Sancho coming in. Because Jadon Sancho's predominantly a right winger and Greenwood plays on the right for us a lot. But you can also play Greenwood centrally, but if you put Greenwood centrally then that means Cavani would have to drop out. Edison Cavani, he's made an impact since he's come in. I'm glad Cavani is staying for next season. Fabrizio Romano confirmed towards the end of last season that Cavani signed a 1-year contract. Marcus Rashford, he's very, very good when he wants to be as well. But there's aspects of his game that I've got to improve. He's endured his bad periods and he sustained a few injuries last season. We've just got to keep Marcus Rashford out on that left-hand side because that's where he's more effective. And Amad Diallo Traore, he looks a very, very good asset for the first team squad. So there you go. And our players are going to leave Man United in this summer transfer window. So reflecting on that, we will generate money. Like I said, there's a good chance Martial will leave. We need to offload Martial. Donny van de Beek, there's a good chance he'll leave. Matic, good chance he'll leave. Pogba could leave. But like I said earlier, I'm very sceptical about it. Looks like Tuanzebe is leaving. Phil Jones should be leaving. Delors leaving. I think we'll be looking to get rid of Andres Pereira permanently. Brandon Williams, he's going out on loan because it said that Southampton are close to getting Brandon Williams on loan. It's the right decision to put him out on loan to gain him more experience and to give him a lot more opportunities because Williams seldom plays for us. He's our third choice left back. Williams only made 14 appearances for us last season, but in the 2019-20 season he made 36 appearances. Williams is under contract with us until 2024. And like I said, De Gea could be leaving. So, anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.